I am Pius Kojobaka. To some other stories we have for you. Government of Ghana is suspending the laying of the controversial legislative instrument seeking to restrict the importation of at least 22 items. The LI seeks to compel importers of the 22 restricted items, including poultry, rice, sugar, diapers, and animal enterics, to seek licenses from a committee to be set up by the Trade Minister. Joining us via Zoom is the President of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Dr. Joseph Obeng, to get his reaction to this following that suspension. Thanks so much, Mr. Obeng, for joining me on Business Live. The suspension of the LI to restrict the importation of selected items must come to you and, of course, the trading community as good news, right?
Yeah, it is a wise decision that has been taken by the government because the LI did not have any basis. It did not hold any foundation, and that they were doing it out of emptiness. We cannot do things like that. Much as we support that we have to industrialize, that we have to be self-sufficient. We are the first people to propagate this because the countries that we travel to buy our goods and all that are all industrialized, and they are all having a good account of themselves in terms of development. And so we have to do it. But if you have to do it, we have to do it well. You said that we have to do import substitution. Yes. But when you tell me that you want to substitute import, then of course we have to have availability of the goods here, so that when I stop importing, I can lay hands on the goods here. And that's what they are not doing the right measures that will make sure that we shore up productivity. And that's the subjecting us to issuance of permits is uncalled for in this modern age of trade liberalization. We cannot allow ourselves to go and queue for permits because we want to trade. And that's why we said that if you think that we have attained self-sufficiency, then let's ban the goods outright rather than telling us to subject ourselves to any permit. So we are not going to accept that, not now or even in the future, because it will not happen to us. These things have happened before. And the trade restriction on poultry have been there since 2013. And what results do we have to show? If you have to have a good reference, let them give us that when they restricted import on poultry, we've been able to shore up productivity. Now we still have a shortfall of over 90%. So what are we doing? We are not doing the right things. And so we are putting ahead restrictions. We are putting restrictions ahead of the main objectives of industrializing or bringing better measures that will shore up productivity.
Well, one key reason for the suspension, we are told, is to broaden engagements and, of course, consultations with stakeholders like yourself. Now, going forward, what's going to be your level of commitment to that?
Yeah, we are very committed to that because we have the experience and in other countries, and that we can bring those experiences to bear for us to develop. In fact, it is in everybody's interest to make sure that we industrialize as a country and that we become self-sufficient. And that it should not be said that Ghana always rely on other countries before they can survive. But we should do it in the right way. We have to make the cost of doing business is so much. The enabling environment for production is not there. It's simply not there. Taxes, we say that we have to move away from taxation to production, and we are still glued up to over taxation. Are we serious? And then we say we are restricting where we don't even have data to support the basis of restriction. All right. It means that the whole thing was based on emptiness, and we cannot encourage that. And nobody is going to subject himself for permit. It has been there. And we know the abuses that went with it, even from Nkrumah time, and we have nothing to show. So that's not the panacea. Definitely, that's not the panacea, and we'll never subject ourselves to that. But then we will support government in adopting more efficient and pragmatic ways where local manufacturing entities will produce efficiently and cost-effectively, so that they will not even sell only to Ghana, but they can even sell out even to the neighboring countries. And that's what we say we are bringing a good policy.
All right, let's switch topics to some other interesting story we are learning, which of course has come to our attention. And I don't know whether it has also, which has to do with the eviction of some traders at Opera by the AMA, where most of your members apply their trade. What have you gathered so far on that?
Yeah, they've informed me. I learned they met with the affected traders today. I haven't gotten the firm briefing, and I'm still waiting. So probably we have to talk about that later when I'm well informed.
Not even have you heard from the AMA, right?
No. They did not do any consultation with us. They just wake up and that's what have been ad hoc things. I mean, we are tired of these things. That when you do anything that will involve the stakeholders, the result is great. Whatever the outcome, we all owe it together. But people just wake up and then through their own selfish interest start doing anything that will bring problem to the nation. This is not correct for nation building. I'm telling you. We have to engage ourselves. If we said we are practicing democracy, then we have to practice it to the hilt, including the so-called commoners like we, the traders. Anything that does not trickle to us in terms of consultation will not yield the best result for the nation. I must tell you. So I'm waiting. I know my people, my organizers have gone there, and you know they will do a good job. And so the earlier AMA sit with us, the better.
All right, let me quickly chip in with this question. How is market like, despite the LI on pass and of course now the eviction at Opera? How is business like ahead of the Christmas festivities?
Yeah, at Christmas we do our best to service our clients, the Ghanaian consuming public. It is our duty to serve them with good prices and all that. Even against the problems that we have encountered during the last quarter of the year 2022, you know, our capitals were depleted over 52%. It means that we are unable to import the volumes that we used to import. You know that. And then the taxes, the inflation that is eating up the purchasing power of the consuming public, all is affecting the way we are going to trade. But in everything, we have to hand to them a very beautiful Christmas bonus, and we do it with our best of interest, especially when this LI have been withdrawn. We are going to hand to them a very good Christmas bonuses where everybody will be happy.
We'll certainly be looking forward to that. Dr. Joseph Obeng, we are indeed grateful for your time here on Business Live. Let's move on to some other stories. Former president of the Association of Ghana Industries, Dr. Tony Oteng-Jesse, has expressed worry about the continuous handover of mining concessions by Ghanaians to foreigners for pittance. According to him, it is unfortunate the ancestors led foreigners to the wealthy mining concessions and handed it over to them for almost nothing. He spoke at a University of Ghana alumni program.
To put it bluntly, our forebears led foreigners to our wealth and handed it over to them for almost nothing. Today, ladies and gentlemen, our nation is in anguish about foreigners taking over gold mining illegally. Ghanaians still bring in foreigners and take them to places where they, the Ghanaians, no gold can be found for a pittance. Sometimes not more than a few pickup vehicles, a few bottles of schnapps, and insignificant amounts of cash. We allow the mining of our precious metals to be led by foreigners who take away the major share of the wealth generated. We can excuse and forgive the three Josephs for their naivety and simple-mindedness. But how about our generation? With our education, our awareness, and our supposed sophistication, should we forgive ourselves? Whose fault is it? Is it our destiny, even in this 21st century, to hand over our wealth for little or nothing? In fact, in the even more formal and large-scale mining, our laws mandate 10% free shareholding by the state in every mine. But some mines declare little or no profit. So dividends from the shareholding are a pittance. compared with the value of minerals being mined.
And that's how we part company here on Business Life. I am Pius Kojo Baka. For more stories, do log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Do enjoy the rest of our programs. See you tomorrow. Bye.